Good morning, folks. Let's check out some new Runeterra spoilers for the day. If you haven't caught the rest of it, I've been doing a review video of the spoilers every single day that they've been happening. You can check them out in the playlist linked in this video description down below. To start, it's a sweet animation. The Nox Crya Arena, new landmark. For people that haven't been keeping up, landmarks are a new card type that take up one of your 6 slots on your bench, but they do not attack and they do not block. However, this one makes your stuff strike your opponent, so it's kind of sweet. Round end, your strongest ally and the weakest enemy strike each other. That's kind of neat. So one of the things that's going to make these landmarks kind of tough sells in a lot of instances is that they're cards that take up a slot on your board, but they largely don't impact the board. So they don't add points of power and toughness for you to be attacking and blocking with. But in a way, this one kind of does, right? Like at the end of each turn, this one is impacting the board in a way. So this is a piece of pseudo removal. It's also perhaps good at enabling crimson things, because it's making your things strike their things. This could perhaps be a good way to get damage on your units as well. Like maybe there's a noxious Targon deck. This could pair nicely perhaps with the things that want to heal your units. And the healing things already pair well with the noxious things that want to take damage. So perhaps we could see this work well with that kind of pairing. Kill a damaged unit or destroy a landmark. Another fantastic card to see. Again, I'm excited about the landmark card type, but it's important that there be playable cards to answer these cards, so that way Runeterra continues to be one of the most interactive games that I've ever played. And this is, Noxious Guillotine has the create a fleeting copy of itself when it destroys a damaged unit, and this is the same cost as that, but it also has the flexibility to destroy a landmark. So I think Noxious Guillotine's a card that we've seen plenty of play from in the past in various Noxious mid-range and control decks, and this will easily be a card that I think replaces that on average. If landmarks see any amount of play, the flexibility here, as opposed to the potential generate card advantage with Guillotine, I think easily makes this card better if you're expecting any amount of landmarks to be played. So good piece of flexible answer there. All spells cost 1 more. Stoney suppressor. Okay, so this is an interesting card. First kind of maybe prison-esque card that we've seen in Runeterra, and while in general I'm not a huge fan of prison designs, I do like that at the very least this is a symmetrical design. So I think if you're gonna print cards like this, that impact a range of cards, potentially lock players out of actions or slow them down, I like that they're symmetrical, so that way they come with a real deck building cost, so that way the person playing them has considerations and concessions to make in their deck building as well. So it's not just like an easy freebie slot in because it's one-sided. Give an ally +2/+2. I can block units with elusive this round. This is fine. It's kind of neat that it's a combat trick that can be used offensively. I'm kind of surprised they didn't keyword I can block units with elusive. Kind of like we have reach in Magic, but that's something they could always do later if they wanted to errata it, since it's a digital card game. This could maybe see play. 2/2 for 2 is fine. Transfusion has seen play on occasion. Obviously, that one enables Crimson units as well, so it has some synergy, but this has extra defensive synergy as well. So +2/+2 for 2 is like close to a playable combat trick on its own. So maybe, depending on what slots the Demacia decks are looking to fill and how popular elusive cards are, I think this is a good tool to have exist. Stalking Broodmother, 6/6 Fury Scout. is okay. Hard to tell exactly if the dragon decks want this at their top end. So Scout means it can attack twice per turn. Fury means when it kills something, it gets bigger permanently. I feel like at the cost of 7, this card's going to compete with things like Mind Splitter, the dial-up dragon, in the 8-drop slot in a Demacia Targon Dragons deck. I feel like Mind Splitter's ability to help you control the board is probably more valuable than what this does on average. But we'll have to wait and see. I feel like I would be surprised at a glance if this ended up being playable in a Dragon Shell. Feels like there's other tools that are either cheaper or offer more power at a similar high cost. Dragon Guard Lieutenant. When I'm summoned, if you behold a dragon, grant me Challenger. Yeah, that seems great. So this seems like one of the things that the existing Demacia Targon's Dragons deck has really felt like it's lacked when people have tried to play it in this current season, is that it doesn't really have fantastic cheap units that synergize with what's going on in the archetype. And this is a super playable 2-drop, so 3-2 for 2 is like an okay rate on its own. Like, obviously not amazing, but fine, close to playable. And Behold a Dragon means you don't have to have a dragon in play. You can also just have the dragon in your hand. So you could play this on 2 as a 3-2 with Challenger if you just have plenty of dragons in your deck and have one in your hand. So this seems like a super playable unit. It'll easily be a staple in whatever Demacia Dragons deck ends up being one that people play. When I'm summoned, create a random dragon follower in hand. Sweet. Yeah, this is another good 2-drop for the Dragons deck. Just like 1-3 for 2 is an okay stat line, and it generates card advantage that fills in your synergy. So you'll have, I'm blanking on its name, but we'll have the Targon 2-drop that makes your dragon cards cheaper. We'll have that Challenger unit we just saw, and then we'll have this Egghead Researcher. So that's like 3 really good 2-drops. That's 9. So you'll have almost always, if you're mulliganing appropriately against the aggressive decks, have a reasonable play to make on 2 in these dragon decks, which seems really important towards making them potentially be competitive. All right, sweet. Looking forward to spoiling more cards tomorrow. I am not live with Runeterra this morning. I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off most weekends with that, but I will be back tomorrow morning with some Runeterra action. I'm live at twitch.tv/Jeff Hoagland with some Runeterra Monday through Friday. Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be doing longer streams this week since the new cards will be dropping. Remember, if you see some of these cards, you think they're sweet, and you're interested in seeing them played on my stream or having me build a deck around them, I'm taking viewer submissions for cards with the new set. I appreciate the support. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, ring that bell, hit that like button, all that jazz that YouTubers like you to do to help them with the algorithms. See you tomorrow, folks. Oh, and if you enjoy variety games, I will be live this evening about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight, playing some Zelda Breath of the Wild on my Twitch channel. So, peace, folks. Thanks for dropping in.